I just finished recording a podcast with Conversaciones con Alpha, which is the Alpha New Jersey chapter podcast with Vanessa. And she asked me a very interesting question that I want to ask you. And whether you're sitting as a senior leader in an organization who supports your team, your talent, talent development, whatever it is that you're doing, or you are an individual woman or leader listening to this, I want you to answer this question. What would you tell your younger self today? My first follow-up question was, how old is my younger self? And I thought, if I'm a young 5-year-old nanny, which is what my brothers used to call me, would be a very different answer than if I were my 14-year-old nanny, or Ginny, who was in the swimming team and my coach couldn't pronounce my name, Gianilda, and she nicknamed me Ginny, and it stuck. What happened when she asked me really surprised me, because I got very emotional and I thought back to when I was 14 years old. And at 14 years old, arriving at this country as a freshman in high school, I felt so vulnerable. I was so scared and simultaneously very hopeful that the future would be much brighter than it would have been had I stayed in the Dominican Republic, living the life that I was living. I'm going to ask you to answer the question. And in the meantime, I'm going to give you the answer I gave Vanessa. Number one, I told my 14-year-old, everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. Because back then at 14, I had no clue what my journey would be in learning English, going through college. Didn't know if I was going to graduate. I didn't know if I was going to get a job, what kind of job or future I would have. All I had was the vision and the dream that I wanted to break this cycle of poverty, and I wanted to be a professional woman. And she, my 14-year-old, was petrified. She had no friends. She didn't know the language, of course, and she didn't even know the culture. There were jokes made about different people and personalities, public figures. I had no clue who they were. I was in complete survival mode. So that was the answer that I gave Vanessa. The second thing that I would tell myself as a 14-year-old is, you'll figure it out. Because at that tender age of 14, being almost like a fish out of water, I didn't know what I didn't know. And I didn't know that I would be able to, over time, day by day, take one step at a time, figure things out, use the information that I was receiving to make sound decisions that aligned with the vision that I had to become a professional woman. So I didn't know any of this, and I didn't look for the map that would give me all the steps without even taking that first step. So the one thing that I can tell my 14-year-old today as a 55-year-old is that every step you take will lead you to the next one. And that's what I want to leave you with today, which is, no matter where you find yourself in your professional journey, know that the only thing to focus on today is in taking one single step forward to move toward your vision. And that's all you need. And then once you take that step, the next one will reveal itself to you. And the last thing that I would tell my 14-year-old self is that I will receive beautiful people in my life that will support me in making that vision that I had into reality. And that's exactly what happened over the last 40 plus years. I have met wonderful mentors, beautiful sponsors, people who believed in me, who trusted me, who advocated for me, who spoke on my behalf, who defended me, who opened doors, who made opportunities available to me. And these people came out of nowhere. And some of them were my classmates in college when I went to Rutgers, when I was struggling in a computer lab, trying to make a program to work, and either Barry or Mike or Laura would come to my rescue and support me in figuring out the bug so that I could get this program finally to work and I could go to bed at some time in the wee hours of the morning. It also came in the shape of my mother, of course, who was always there for support. My stepdad, Joe, who I call my father, who never failed to give me words of encouragement and to know that I can believe in myself. To my mentors at work, the colleagues that I made, the friendships that I made with Devlin and Addison and Pete, and all the people that were so wonderful to me at work. And then the sponsors, my managers who became my champions, who said, this woman has talent. We want her to continue to grow within our company, and who developed me, who encouraged me. And when I look at my life and what I've been able to accomplish thus far at this tender age of 55, I think about how am I giving back? How am I being of service? And how am I supporting the younger generations that are coming up behind me? So I want to ask you that question. What has the story of your life brought you to believe about yourself and about how to live your life in a way that has meaning and purpose for you? And for those of us who are decision makers, who are looking at the programs in our companies that are helping to develop our talent, I invite you to explore what else can we do to develop the women and female leaders in our company. Because women have this desire, this ambition to honor their homes and their families and to honor the work that they do and to be of help. I don't know many women who don't love to help. And when we are in positions at work where we go to work, we do our jobs, we expect that the hard work alone is going to get us promoted and advance and move up in the companies. And then we find out that that's not the case. It breaks our hearts. It breaks my heart to see people go to work and expect promotions when, in fact, we know that it takes more than that. It takes us to really own our career development, to be intentional about developing critical leadership skills, and for our organizations to also invest in us because they see that we are rising stars, that we are high performing, that we are talented, and they want to retain us. They want to ensure that they are able to attract, develop, and retain great talent for the future. No matter where you are today, whether you are in those leadership roles looking to develop your talent, or you are that woman sitting in that chair or sitting in that spot looking to grow and move up in your company, let's make sure that we are being honest about the strengths that we bring to this role that we have, the areas that we need to develop and grow in, and that we seek the support of the people there with solutions for us. And that's where I come in because I'm able to help organizations develop their women with turnkey solutions that I created and developed, designed specifically for the lifestyle of a busy, talented woman, as well as to support the organizations, my partners, in implementing these solutions so that we don't have to look at our legacy as a senior leader and say, what did I accomplish? How did I move the needle for my company? How was I able to create a healthy pipeline of future leaders for my company? So if you are interested in exploring what that looks like, let's connect and let's see how we can build a plan of action that will support you as a company and that will support you as an individual woman to continue developing your talent and reaching your full leadership potential. And if I could tell one more thing to my 14-year-old Ginny, I would say to her, Ginny, you got this. Thank you so much. Live with purpose, live with joy.